because I'm the one that takes notes and remembers things. When last we left our intrepid heroes, we had just thoroughly schooled a village full of goblins. There, unless there are other branches or offshoots, there are no biting ant goblins anymore, or whatever they were called. We looted all their stuff. We got many shiny things, many magical bits, including the amulet that we were coming to get that was tied to the shield guardian in the journal that we read from the wizard back in Port Nyanzaru, who had things to say about the soul bond. We then had been told by our well, he mentioned the amulet, but he said he was on personal business. And then, but however it works out, we got the amulet right now. So the other from there, our companion Iku, I believe was the one. Yeah, had basically gotten us in to a meeting with a Naga, whose name I'm looking up, but we are headed to Orlunga, where this is. Somebody says we've been told it's a magical tower in a great city in Old Chult. It's got its own rules separate from our reality. It's a giant ziggurat, and that we should take heed of the Chwinga. And then we walked through a tree, and this is where we were stepping in.
So with that, she said that there would be a moment, at sunset when this particular tree, would be our passage, and then and everyone was, supposed to go together, and that you would be back to Camp Vengeance on time, if not maybe early. But we have a stop to make. Passing through the tree is where you found yourself outside of the ancient city Orlunga. So if we were to take a look at the map here, we did leave Yellyark. That was the last place we were at. I really do enjoy that little drawing on the top right corner of how the mechanism works. It's
right. The confused Tyrannosaurus.
It's good. Yeah. Okay, so I have cleared another spot on the player's map of Cholt here. You had left Righteous to go up to Yellyark. Orlunga is where you took the tree route to. That's over here. Do you see this spot here?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So everyone comes through and you see this some crumbling ruins, well overgrown and taken, but you see that there used to be buildings in this area. And what remains is a large, crumbling ziggurat. It's a massive brick and stone ziggurat that rises out of the jungle. There are two staircases that angle up and across the front face, one from the right and one from the left, for them to meet at a landing on the second level. That layout repeats, but each successive layer adds less height. So it's like 30, and then 20, and then 10, and then you see some kind of the shrine and temple up above. The jungle clearly encroaches right up to and onto some of this ancient structure. The first flights of steps are choked with creepers and tree roots and flowering vines. And after everyone arrives and has that moment, Iku will speak out and say, I've brought you here so that you can speak to the Guardian, Saja. Saja lays at the heart of the shrine. Now, I have already passed the shrine once, and the magic that encases the ziggurat lets you travel it only once. I will not be able to accompany you. But I trust that if you are honest, that the Guardian Naga will share what she knows. Now, I spoke on your behalf to bring you here so that you could make this trek, and I do have a small favor to ask afterwards. But again, I promise to get you back to Vengeance soon. Instead of days of trekking through the jungle, it'll be a few short stops here and there. I will make camp here, outside the ziggurat, and await your return.
Is there a message or anything you'd like us to take to the Naga?
Oh, we already spoke.
Oh. All right.
She sent
Kids.
me a dream last
Chocolates.
night, which is why I brought you here today.
And Wayne is just gonna, like, as the conversation goes on, is just going to kind of start quietly looking around for Chwinga. I think didn't one of our Magic-y folks figure out it was some kind of like, was it like a elemental or something?
Yeah, it's a little funny looking elemental. And the thing is, they can't attack, but they can give you like little blessings.
Okay.
So if you go be nice to them, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but at least this is what I think I remember from the Unearthed Arcana check I did last time. Do you want me to do another Arcana check, Trigun?
No, you were able to identify them before and provide information about them. So let's see if I can give you something relevant, because you had already done that.
Right.
And if you hear some affection in my voice, it's because they appear prominently in some of the Studio Ghibli movies that I really liked, like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke.
The little forest spirits that like cock their head silly. Those are essentially Chwinga.
And I can summon them, so we can get a lot of these blessings.
So I've revealed on Roll20 what they look like? There's a little kind of picture.
Uh, is there
Show me
anything they like?
a tiny
Any?
elemental spirit that lives in plants, rocks, and rivers,
Are
far
there
from
any?
civilization.
Are there any small prayers? Any rituals? Anything they enjoy? Something that could lure one out, so that we could take heed of it.
All
I mean, I
right.
don't see any just like sitting and waving at me, do I? It's
Um, from what you recall, um, that
oh, that was a question to the wizard.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for the wizard, I have some little pieces I was going to go over here, right? So they live in different plants, rocks, or bodies of fresh water. No two of them look alike, but they're all about 6 foot tall animated dolls with strange masks, spindly limbs, and wild hair. They're
Did you
associated with things like cool breezes, the smell of sweet flowers, and dancing fireflies, and all sorts of other little bits. Their mere presence makes a natural setting more lush and vibrant. Now, well, they are very shy and they shun most other creatures, but they find the trappings of civilization fascinating. They puzzle over creatures that wear armor, carry weapons, use tools, and cook food. And sometimes, when there's one or more humanoids doing this, their curiosity will get the better of them.
And to answer the next question, I only have one 4th level spell slot, so I can cast Locate Creature, but only once a day.
Oh, I think we're. I think we'd probably better conserve.
Ironically, I could use the same spell slot to summon them.
Ah!
Hmm.
So while EQ sits and makes camp, Azaka sits down next to her and starts, building a fireplace and starting a fire and pulling out some bits and prepping a meal.
I will pull out a flute and just off to the side, just be like a little light accompaniment, a little ambient, a tune to cook by.
Can I get some? What's the passive perceptions around from you guys, y'all?
This is the moment.
14.
15.
14.
15.
Okay. So, the meal is made, is being prepared. EQ rolls out like bed rolls and sets up some tents and, the beginnings of a camp. It is just after sundown.
My sidekicks is 18. I don't know if that matters.
It does.
My sidekicks is 10. I know that doesn't matter.
Good clip.
All right, so yes, it does. As you have a passive of 18. Now you were gonna play the flute. Do you have a performance to make for me?
Yeah, I could do that. I could just make a flute check. I'm proficient with the
Do a
instrument.
proficiency, yeah, however you want to do it.
Right. That's a 13.
Okay. So, several minutes pass. You see the as the sun grows lower, the light over the trees grows higher on the ziggurat.
I switch to a bass flute as it gets low.
And after about 10 minutes after camp here, it seems that Alex, with a passive of 18, is able to see something. So while there is something noticed, the passive is good enough to you're not hidden there. Why don't you give me Alex's perception tests to actively figure out what kind of information you get from something happening over there. Okay, a 22 is great, and with that, you Alex sees a small form um, in the tent in one of the two tents. We'll say they're basic, V tents, A frames or whatnot, and Alex spots a small 6-inch figure creeping into the tent. With a 22, it matches the description of what we were just talking about.
Do we need to worry about initiative?
Only if you're gonna be. I'm not calling for it unless you're gonna start blowing it up or something. Tell me what's up.
She's going to turn invisible, fly right up next to Chippy, and whisper, "Hey, look over there!" And then she's going to do stealth, like as quietly as she can, fly up close behind it and see what's going on, but kind of give it space and just see what it's doing.
Okay. So you cast invisibility. Why don't you give me the stealth check for the move over there? Alex comes and drops a note for Chippy. A whisper in your ear. Uh-huh. That's solid. And she is able to sneak into the tent and peek in the corner and look around. And you see this little figure, and it seems to be in Azaka Stormfang's backpack. And it pulls out a hairbrush.
Is Azaka nearby?
She's sitting at the fire. Just outside the tent, mere 4 feet away, 5 feet away.
So Alex is going to fly over, maybe like 3 feet in front of Azaka, just far enough to be able to dodge if she instinctively swats her, and appear and quietly whisper, "Hey, there's a harmless creature rooting around in your backpack, but I'm pretty sure it's harmless."
Right. We've pretty much identified it. Alex has recognized what we just described. It's a Chawinga.
Winga.
Chawinga.
So as soon as Alex sees that Azaka understood, then she's going to fly back and turn invisible again and continue spying.
Azaka reaches over and taps on. Stands up and walks over to Wayne.
He's given meaningful eye contact, like he's
Locks
been.
eyes and nods at the tent.
I'll just play like a little, just a little trill, something playful, and then go back to something quiet, attempting to insinuate that just let it play, chill out.
Okay.
But I'm also going to like position myself to do the thing, and now that I know that it's like going and checking for things, I'm gonna put one of my other flutes behind me where I can't see it.
Gotcha.
Now that I know their game.
So
Yeah, just keep your eyes on.
looks like you're playing the game, and Alex sees the thing pick up the comb and kind of look over it, and then like high step tiptoe run off to the back of the tent and back outside into the woods.
I think she's going to follow, like maybe 10 feet back, like in a non-threatening manner, but just out of curiosity.
Uh-huh. So, you follow, and it takes some steps into the foliage, and it gets some cover, and then it kind of twirls its hand, and then it seems to like poof. So we're gonna get a new perception check here. Some spell went off. And it does seem to have disappeared into the night. Does Alex have some Arcana, or do you want to default Arcana, see what might have happened there?
She got nothing with Arcana. She's got Insight or maybe Nature.
Yeah. You could make maybe let's see. They're elementals. Planar knowledge. Nature knowledge fits. They're nature critters. Go ahead and give me a nature check. See if you know about them.
Too bad it wasn't advantage.
Yeah.
Natural 3.
They are known casters. They have some spells to cast, but you weren't quite sure. You wouldn't be able to tell other than maybe invisibility or something, because it just isn't.
Right.
Maybe it was a teleport, dimensional door.
Okay. Well, I'll go back and report to anybody that wants to listen, including Azaka and Chippy.
So, let's see here. Over the next few minutes, several of these will make an appearance and try to run off with something. So, I'll give Professor or oh wow, I don't remember his name. So if not Splinter Skill, then the TA. Wow, what's is it?
Cliff.
Cliff. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, if you want to give a perception check or for one of those.
21.
21's enough. That's on the dot. One of these creatures seems to be going through your pack. You kind of catch it from like the side eye.
We've been told that these things are harmless.
Yeah.
It's going through my pack that I'm carrying.
Mm-hmm. The
Okay.
carrying your stuff, your bedroll, it's like camp.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not your pockets on your person, but maybe stuff that was set down.
I will do the like disapproving parent thing of just and stand just close enough that they sense me and like give them the "what do you think you're doing" stare.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. You give him the look.
Mm-hmm. Except I have a dragon face.
Right. Okay. Why don't you give me some kind of social something? Are you trying to be friendly? Trying to be intimidating?
I'm just trying to get its attention and get it to stop.
Right. Okay.
I mean, all my socials are terrible, but they're equally terrible.
That's okay. It's not. We're not shooting for the moon here. Nor are you negotiating for your soul.
That's a 2.
Okay. So you
because I rolled a but I think because I rolled a 1. Hang on. No. Yeah. Okay, I rolled a 3, so it's a 2.
All right. So a 2 total on a charisma related. You look over it and it looks at you and it looks up and you like lock eyes for a minute. And it slowly kind of pulls an item from your bag while looking at you. Now, I'm going to ask you to name some kind of common item in your stuff. This could be a ration or a bar of soap or
a spanner, like a wrench,
Okay.
Bullet.
like a small one.
So it pulls out the wrench, which is kind of like really big compared to its little 6-inch self.
It's a small spanner. It's for minute work.
Cool. It pulls one of those out, and then it looks it down and it looks at you. And it kind of nods and kind of like points it away, and it seems to be gesturing at you like it wants to take the thing away.
I'm shaking my head at it.
Yes or no?
No.
No.
I'm going to teamwork whatever social role is going to come up next with accompaniment. I don't know what you're going to do, but you've got advantage.
Can I do something?
Have we been told any of the like culture of these things? If like this is an offering to not be fucked with, or
yeah,
are
that's
they
what the
just
wizard talked about, the Chwinga, right? When asked, that was
Yeah.
what was mentioned.
I don't remember any mention of like a offering or barter system.
No, that wasn't really. Just that they're really curious about really simple things.
I'm shaking my head no, and if it continues to try to take it, I will put my hand on my gun.
So you shake your head no, And it looks and it drops it, and then it reaches back in and pulls out a bar of soap.
Rifle.
Tries to do the same gesture again, kind of take the bar of soap.
The more it withdraws the bar of soap, the more I'm withdrawing a rifle.
Hey, Professor, I've never seen you use that soap.
Why would you be watching me shower?
Can Alex come over and sort of fly in between them and do some sort of charismatic, like offering maybe a gem or a piece of food or something, like sort of in trade, like here, take this instead of his soap?
I will open the table to all of you. Anyone can interact here. We have a bit of a developing scene. Azaka is laughing.
I'll look back and see if my flute is still there.
Nope.
Perfect.
So Alex comes over and tries to make an offer with Twinga.
Yeah. I mean, my first thought is maybe a little jewel or a piece of food.
Okay. You offer those two things out, and it reaches for the crusty piece of bread. And it looks at it, holds it upside down, seems fascinated. And then kind of goes through the gesticulating with you. Take it away.
Sure. Do you want me to do persuasion or performance or something?
If you want, go ahead and throw me a social skill. Add some flavor. All right.
Maybe try handing it a second piece of bread.
All right. It looks at the second piece of bread, looks at the first one, looks at yours, and shakes its head. No. But it seems pretty happy that it has this piece right here. And then it points at your cloak pin on Alex's clothing.
Sure. All right.
And after you hand it over, it takes that and looks up and it smiles and kind of, again, gesticulates to take him away.
I'll try to respond. Like, I don't know what the hand gesture for go ahead. Like, cool, yeah, okay.
And then it runs off into the woods and then disappears. It also does the spell when it gets to the edge of the greenery. And you got Arcana, I'm sure. Perhaps Alex or anyone else here. Because this is now plainly visible. I'm going to check on the barking dog one moment.
All right. I have a feeling if we just let them have a few little things, we might make some little friends, right? We're supposed to take heed of them. I don't know what they have to say yet. Maybe we're supposed to be sneaky little bastards? I don't know.
I knew I should have kept that instruction manual, damn it.
Well, I mean, you got a copy of Volo's. So, but after the happy exchange, it, like a kid with an ice cream, it gleefully high steps and runs excitedly and then disappears.
Okay.
Arcana tells you the school of the spell but it also you know that they are natural casters. So you would assume it's pass without trace.
Hmm.
So after a few minutes of games with the locals here, it seems like a few of those pieces have been traded for, and then they run off, and you don't see any further of them. The last of the sunlight has left the ziggurat, and you see the stars beginning to come out.
Hey, Iku, is there a time we're expected?
That's an interesting question. I would assume no.
All right. Well, start slowly climbing some stairs, just looking around, seeing if maybe like one of the Schwingo will join me and or come to stop me or something. Just kind of slowly, casually, no weapons, no nothing.
Make your way up the ziggurat, up the stairs. Anyone else going?
Yep.
Yes.
Party time.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm awake.
Yeah. Yes.
Iku stays at camp, and Azaka says she wants nothing to do with the ziggurat. If you can only go there once, then I'm not going to waste it.
Okay. It's wise.
So, the team takes to the stairs. So, coming over to approaching the stairs here, it seems like the jungle has aggressively taken control over this space here, and around these steps are creepers and vines and even thorns. So, after 10 feet up the 30 feet of stairs, you realize to go any further is going to be trudging through like dangerous terrain. Like these thorns are going to tear you up.
Hmm.
Too bad I'm not Brer Rabbit.
Yeah, right. Born in the briar.
What happens when I pull some back? Just like take a stick and just sort of pry some, sort of like see if I can move a path.
So you grab the piece and you pull on it, and it has that old dry kind of feel, and with a jerk it snaps off.
Mm.
And assuming that you've carefully grabbed it, you're not hurt by doing so. But as it breaks off, the piece instantly regrows on the stairs in front of you.
Got it. A test then. All right. We've been told this place doesn't follow the normal rules. And how far is the next landing from where it starts? You said it was 30 feet on the bottom.
Right, it's a 30-foot straight up. You estimate about a 50 feet of stairs to get up to the landing.
Okay.
Do you attempt going forward through the thorns?
I'm going to leap up 15 feet. Is that above the thorns?
Yeah, it's in the like 4 to 9 feet ish. It's thick, so you can hop up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll use my two immovable rods to gymnastics up and then monkey bar across
All right.
ninja warrior style, and let's see what happens. I'm 90% sure these plants are gonna attack me. So-
You literally just beat me right to it.
You're like, let's try.
Like Emerson's reaching for his rods, and you see let's see how this goes.
All right. So this is what happens. You're doing the monkey bars, and let's go ahead and get the athletics check. Right, we're not doing like flips and spins and rolls up there. So
Nothing
just
fancy.
good old climbing athletics. Natural 20.
That's a natural 20 for a
The best
27.
you can do. All right. So you kind of get like this motion and swinging, and you're like over the vines, right? You're over them. You're moving forward. You got the motion left, right. It's real easy. So you're making good time. You have what to be seen by the party, and ultimately also by Wayne, is somewhat paradoxical, as in you are traveling, but you are only 10 feet up these stairs.
Okay. I can feel myself going at a good like 10, 20 feet
Oh,
around.
you're getting the whole swing and the whole forward motion. You're going.
And I've moved inches basically.
There's some laughter from below.
Yep.
It was just
I'll,
like, ha 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 ha.
I'll just stop and hang from one arm for a second and just look down. Then just like flip backward back to the party.
I can say this much, she yells from across the foliage. The only way to go up is on the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna firebolt the brambles, see how they react.
So the firebolt reaches out and hits the brambles. I think it's only like a 10 to hit a spot. So I mean, go ahead and give me a roll to make sure you don't miss. But
It ain't
moving.
I'm actually hitting the broadside of a barn.
Yep. Well, the brambles on some stairs, but you got it.
That is a 21.
You hit it excellently. Damage happens. You see them flare and burn and topple away and instantly replaced by regenerating vines.
Hmm.
I tried flying the first time, says Iku. Now, as she says that, and I will point to Wayne and Alex as there is a moment where your attention is caught. And there on the steps, almost suddenly, is a Twinga.
Aha.
Hey, little fella, you want some soap?
Its mask, they all have unique looks. This particular mask looks to resemble a Triceratops head. It's carrying a flower.
Oh.
And it hops up to the next step, and and you see the brambles open around it, and it charges up the stairs unhindered.
Alex is going to follow. Not flying. She's going to stay close to the ground, like maybe even walking with it.
And as you get through the first 10 feet, and once you go forward, the vines inexplicably are too close and scratching at you as you pass. Now, they don't stop you. You are allowed to continue. But it hurts.
I like to try to recognize the flower and look for another one.
I'm just gonna. We could should we teamwork that. I'll help you with that.
Good nature.
Yep.
How about I help you with that?
Mine's +3.
Yeah, how about I help you with that?
Okay, I was gonna say you've got the intelligence score. I've got the proficiency. I don't know which one.
Okay.
So click for advantage.
Oh, wait, sorry, I was looking at Cliff's sheet. No, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, you're smarter than me by a lot. If it's a knowledge skill, I'm probably going to give you a hand.
That's a 25.
Nice.
I thought, why isn't my bonus higher? Oh, because I'm looking at the student page. That's
Wrong
why.
sheet. Derp. Okay, so with a 25, the two of you look out and you do see one flower out there towards the edge of the clearing. And knowing what to look for, over the next 60 minutes, you are able to collect 4 flowers. Or, I'm sorry, a flower for each of you. Leave the number out.
I was going to say, I can always hide in Cliff's backpack. Here, hold this.
So the stars are now bright, twinkling in the sky.
And I'm going to pick up an extra one and give it to Azaka. Say, for when you do. Press it in a book or something.
Assuming that the thing maintains for a while.
So
Can Alex do a little druid craft and see if she can grow one out of her hand?
some druid crafts, I'm interested. Let me review. I'm not exactly sure on the specifics of that, but
I think it does specifically call out like a flower bud as something that you could create.
Druid craft, where I'm...
The description is in the chat. It sounds like it's a bit of a stretch. I could make a flower blossom, but I don't think she can actually make a new flower, so...
Oh, I was reading it as make a flower blossom, not make a flower blossom.
Right,
Got
or a
it.
seed pod open. Yeah. Or
I
a
like what
leaf
he
bud
said.
Bloom. Okay.
It's often house rule that druids can just manifest harmless plants. But like rules as written, it's you can help them along.
Right. Okay. So, within 60 minutes, you are able to acquire a flower for everybody. So, Alex, we'll say in your test here, you went forward and it hurt. 5 feet, 10 damage, slashing. 2 slashing per feet.
Yeah.
Can she try like acrobatics or something?
Try anything you want, but that's how much it took for. That's how much you took for the 5 feet you did travel before coming back. I didn't specify
much-
at the time. I said that it hurt, but I didn't say how much. I'm sorry.
How much damage was it?
It was 10 slashing, or 2 slashing for every foot. So 5 feet up. You're
Ow.
like, no. But coming back, it didn't hurt at all. Going downstairs didn't stop you.
Happily let you leave.
Yeah, 10. That's a lot. That hurts. Who's gonna say, "Ow, that hurt"? Like, really sad, up toward the Chewinga.
So now that we're all equipped, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who leads the way here? Who's gonna
I'll
test
go
it
ahead.
out?
I
Okay.
trust the little guys.
So Wayne leads the way, and you ascend the stairs, and the thorns pull back and allow you to pass.
Sorcery.
Because otherwise, I was about to take a rip load of damage.
I was about to die. Let's put it that way. I was about to die. None of this taking damage shit. I die.
Right, you're pretty low still, right?
I have the resilience of a professor.
Yeah. All right. Healing. Nice.
What is the wizard one? It's healing elixirs or something? Like, you get these 2 little vials.
I'd have to look it up.
I'll look it up right now.
Cool. So the party is able to progress forward, and you ascend the first set of steps up to the landing. And once you've got up to level 2, you see the next stair set is shorter, right? The roof is closer, the length is not as long, and it does look like the stone is crumbling from age and decay.
I'm just going to sit right at the base of it and set out a bar of soap and a crust of bread and and an old tin whistle.
I hear it.
Your
And
collection
just-
of Cracker Jack prizes.
Yeah.
So you set the pieces out, and
I'll take a little handkerchief and set it out like a hippie blanket.
you hear some rocks tumble from the corner. I would say what would be behind you if you're up at the stairs and looking at the next set of stairs. It would be like right here on this edge.
Mm-hmm. I'll take my mirror.
And as the party turns around to look, you see there's 4 Chewinga that are there. And one has a flute. And one has a hairbrush. One has a crust of bread. And I forget what was the 4th one, the item. It was just there a moment ago. There was 4. You gave 2. Your cloak pin. Yes. He handed off. One of them ran off with 2 things. But apparently he found a friend to give it to, because there's now 4 of them here, and they're each holding one of those items. And their heads kind of do the tick from one side and then to the other side. And there's this rustle of wind and a scent of flowers that wash over, like you're standing in a giant blooming field of fragrance and unpleasantness. And with this gust of wind, each of you feel some kind of connection to this thing in front of you. And holding the cloak pin, it looks to Alex, and you have this supernatural surge well up within you, and you recognize and you have been provided with a charm.
Ooh.
Sweet.
And it's a charm of Cure Wounds 2. Has 3 charges. Take note.
Sweet.
So that's for Alex. And for Wayne, this feeling that comes to you, you have the charm of restoration. You know that it has 6 charges, and you can do either 4 charges for greater resto or 2 charges for lesser, and you have 6 in total. You can spend them.
Okay. Sweet.
And for Cliff didn't get his interaction, but the one holding the piece of bread seems to be, accepting it as a gift from the professor, and you feel this surge within you, and you have a charm of vitality. That it is a single charge. And then lastly, Roken, the charm that you receive is the charm of heroism. This is like the potion of heroism one time. So each of you feel this supernatural surge and a gift. And these things again hold up their little trappings of civilization up, forward, and they nod, and they all dissolve into flower petals and float away on the wind. I'm going to use this point to take our first break. So for those of you watching at home, we'll be back shortly. So don't go anywhere.